Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
Success is whatever you make it. If you want to be happy, you want to provide for your family.
Live.
You gotta put that work in, man. You gotta go get
Learn.
it. See, listen, this is what I tell them.
Serve.
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals.
Inspire.
I go out and I go get it. How to go,
You're in the
that's
right
all I know. I
place.
don't
You're
succeed
checking
if I
out
don't breathe.
Chip
Success,
Baker,
what does it
the
mean?
Success
If I
Chronicles.
conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And today we have the four chicks chatting with us. And and they need to probably change their name to Four Funny Chicks Chatting because they are.
Okay. Do that.
Because and we've been laughing the whole time that we've been off air. So really looking forward to this. Super thankful for you guys for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles.
We're
Thanks for
super
having us.
thankful to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Well, let's kind of, if you guys can just tell us where each of you all are from, and then we'll just start with that.
So we can lump three of us together
Okay.
and say that we're from the Philly area. All of us are sort of natives of the area. And Robyn, as I said to you before we started, comes from one of those I states where there's a lot of cornfields and cows and like animals.
Woo!
And like animals.
Like, cows, and we don't do animals in Philly.
Four-legged thing.
Yeah, we don't do, but she does. So that's where
Kristin does animals nowhere, ever.
Yes. Yeah.
Can't say they do.
So
There's also people in Illinois too, just for the record.
not just animals.
Not just animals. There's some people that
Robyn's family.
Yeah, my family.
Boy.
They take care of those four-legged creatures.
Hey, I lived in Illinois. I lived in Illinois for 6 years.
Yeah.
You did?
Yes, I did. Chicago.
Wow, I didn't know that.
We don't.
It's nice to meet you, Mary Fran.
Hi. How are
Thanks
you?
for coming on the show today.
Have we met? Who are you?
Okay, we need to not hijack this from Chip because we probably are already well on the way to doing that. Chip,
No.
this is your show. Why don't you say what you have to say?
No. No.
Tell us
I'm
more about
enjoying-
yourself, Chip.
I'm just enjoying the experience. Thank you, ladies. No, I'm interested in knowing kind of your backgrounds and, how did you guys come about with the Four Chicks Chatting?
That's a great story. True story. We started as 7 group. We were a group of 7, and then the other 3 had to go. Leave it them. But we started out as a, and you maybe do some of this with your coaching clients, but we started out in a mastermind group.
Uh-huh.
And so we met, we tried to meet once a month, and then the other 3 weeks we would have our accountability calls, and we would talk about our individual businesses, what we were working on, what we needed help with, and just kind of like a best practices kind of a meeting. And so a lot of people started to get wind of what we were doing and said, hey, what are you guys doing? We want in. And we said, no, you're in. I said, enrollment was closed. Did I not? Mary Fran, open enrollment was closed. And we said, we share what we're doing. And we thought,
We're very loving. It's all love. It is all love.
it was Robyn's idea to let's do a podcast.
Okay.
And so that's what we wanted to do. It's a great platform to us to share what we're doing, what we've learned,
Well, that was the thing. everyone was asking how did we have so much success? Because we were succeeding. Our careers were going crazy, our businesses, and they wanted in, we said no. But yeah, and then the podcast, how we share all our success. We are very kind. We're just busy.
Yeah, and so now it's down to 4 cool chicks chatting.
Very cool.
Oh, you
yes,
Yeah.
extremely cool.
The coolest.
The
coolest.
cool, yeah.
You just keep coming with these adjectives, okay?
Yeah,
We like them.
The most coolest chicks, 4 chicks chatting.
Teacher. That's the teacher in Chip coming out. The most coolest.
I love that. We have so many hashtags right now.
Yeah,
There it
okay,
is.
tweet that.
There it is.
So that's how it started. And we've been
Okay.
together a year and a half now.
Yeah.
So you said you had success in your, you're having success. So which is how you guys came together. Are you all in different types of business or similar businesses?
We're different.
Yeah, we're all different, but yet there's a little bit of crossover because we're all somewhat creative. I'm a
Right.
photographer, and I focus on branding and headshots, so personal and lifestyle branding for small businesses and entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And so basically building visual content for websites, social media posts, that kind of thing, which I absolutely love. And then Kathy is...
you can say I'm an effectiveness coach. A little bit, my background's in sales. So what I do is help individuals and teams improve their communication by understanding their personality traits. So what makes you tick and how can you leverage that to better work with others? That's our simplistic. And Robyn took all of our pictures. So all of the photos that you see, that's Robyn's work.
Awesome. What about you, Kristin?
So I know you said you're in teaching. I was a 3rd grade teacher. That was my whole life plan. And then 2 of my 3 kids were diagnosed as blind. So I quit all of that, stayed home to do all the blind skills and whatnot. And then I launched a nonprofit 7 years ago that started literally at the kitchen table and is now around the globe. And then morphed into speaking. I have a book coming out and blog, all that great stuff. So good times.
Mary Fran?
Yeah, I started out as a writer, long involved story, which I will briefly say. A number of years ago, my son was struggling with heroin addiction, and there was a whole lot of other rotten stuff going on. And in the midst of all that, I just, for my own sanity, needed some lightness. So I ended up starting a blog. I was a writer for a lot of smaller newspapers, and the internet kind of came along and changed all that. So I started the blog, Not Ready for Granny Panties. And out of that has come so far 2 books. I've started to do, I'm doing motivational speaking and workshops and programs. We started our podcast. And I think this is probably a good time to jump in and say, because the 4 of us have a different skill sets, but very complementary skill sets, we just recently launched a business called 4 Chicks Creatives amongst the 4 of us, which is a strategic branding group mostly for people who are, I would say, like not huge corporations, but on the smaller scale, because branding's super important these days. So we just launched that and we're super excited about it.
All right. Well, if we could just go through and, maybe talk about, a couple of things or 2. Like I have a question, what are 3 things you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of? But if each of you could mention a couple things that that you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of. Silence. Silence. Silence.
I don't have that kind of time, Chip. There's so many.
Yeah.
I have
All
2
right.
children, so there's 2 out of 3.
What do you have?
2 kids. So I'm quite proud of them, right? So there's
There you
2
go.
out of 3. And I don't know, Chip, if you know the Food Network, but there's an enormous, very large chef named Robert Irvine on Restaurant Impossible, and I got to go head-to-head, literally head-to-head on the floor and do 20 push-ups with him, and I am very proud of that. That, I think, is quite an accomplishment.
The success barometer is going like this.
Hey, off the top, like the roof is just gone.
Look out.
Stop that, ladies.
We have that effect on people.
What do you got?
I don't know. I just did a TED Talk, so I didn't do push-ups head to head against anybody. I just did TED Talk, and Mary Fran did 2 TED Talks.
Yeah.
Two.
Two.
Can we just talk about the TED Talks? Marcino loves that. Let's just talk about the TED Talks.
You know what, Kristin? I'm only going to say this once, even though it's recorded for forever. So I can't even deny saying it. But Kristin spoke in front of the FDA, which I think is, I mean, that's quite
awesome.
an accomplishment.
Yeah, we just did in December. Got the first ever gene therapy to treat blindness approved.
That's amazing.
What's up?
So that
was exciting.
That's good. That's good stuff.
I think I can say I can't even believe I'm actually admitting to this, but I'm going to be 59 on Sunday. And I'm pretty proud of the fact that I'm still, I'm working on building this business and have just within the last year did these 2 TED Talks. And, I'm becoming, I think, fairly well known as a speaker and all, and just creating something and maybe, hopefully, changing at least a little bit, shifting that concept of ageism. It doesn't really matter where you are. If you have a passion and a drive and the energy and you want to do and create and all that, you can still do that.
Life 2.0, Mary Fran.
Yep, for sure.
It is. I think the cool thing nowadays is there's so much knowledge out there that we can get our hands on to learn, but then more than that we can share with others. I think that helps us all, age better, I guess, gracefully, if you will. But talking about success, what are you guys' definition of success? You have any ideas about success?
Braves or Robyn?
Yeah, I think that when you have accomplished a goal and you are able to share your wisdom and your gifts with others, you have achieved a level of success. Because in my opinion, it's not about just me having a successful business, but when I can share what I have learned with others and then help other people grow and become who they want to be, that defines success.
Yeah.
I'll take it even, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, bringing value to my clients. I think that when they feel that they couldn't do something and I was able to help them break through a barrier that they had or an obstacle that they were facing, and they did, and they made it to the other side, and they're so proud of themselves. That to me, that's everything. That's success.
Okay.
That's awesome. I'll build on that and say, I think also when you notice a problem or something lacking in the world and you're able to channel your gifts, talents, and add your value to solve that problem, my thing was I did not like the perception of blindness in this world. I didn't like how my guys were being treated. And now to be able to say that we're changing the perception of what's possible for blind people and bringing in the level of respect that I always wanted my guys to have. Is it putting me on, worldwide vacations constantly? No, but it is the most, I go to bed at night thinking, oh my God, the impact has been huge. And that I think is quite successful. People don't realize when they have a big impact, how successful that is.
Yeah. And I would jump on that and say too, the whole idea of an impact, I think being able to impact people on a human level, I think all of us have taken our work and sort of made that transference and that shift into reaching people on a human and emotional level. And it ends up feeding everyone. It ends up lifting everyone. I think, wasn't it Bob Berg that said something like, we lift, you put that energy into it and everybody's ship rises.
Yeah.
So I think that's success too.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that it's about others and not yourself, adding value, making an impact, but not just making an impact, but putting it on a human level to where the impact is truly felt. I like it.
Yeah.
We're changing the world, Chip, aren't we?
No doubt.
One human at a time.
One chick at a time. Yeah. We're changing it.
Hey,
What about you? We'll turn the question to you. How do you define success?
she's patting her back. Yeah, yeah,
No problem.
yeah. You know, that's what I
Do a
do.
little.
Yeah. Well, me. When you look at success, I agree with wholeheartedly with everything that y'all said. I think that it's definitely about making an impact. Um, I learned at an early age that, and this is not grammatically correct, teacher, but I'm gonna go the other way. Like, it ain't about you.
That's
know?
right.
And so,
That's right.
I
Well said.
learned that, a long time ago, growing up, going through some things with family and single parent and, seeing lots of different things that I didn't want to ever go back and experience again. And so, you know, it, the things that you do on a daily basis, you have to learn that it's not about you. And so when you are able to learn and create relationships and grow and do it in an humble, yet hungry way, and that's me, so I'm truly thankful for the blessings and for the things and relationships and meeting the 4 cool chicks chatting, but at the same time, I'm hungry to learn and hungry to share that knowledge with everybody to make an impact in this spot.
I love that. That's a
Cool
great
stuff.
hashtag. Humble but hungry.
Humble
I
but
love it.
hungry. I mean, like
Love it.
buffet
Somebody
style.
tweet that. Humble,
Yeah.
but get that out
Right.
there.
There's your next book, Humble but Hungry.
Let's
There you
do it.
Yeah.
So what do you think it takes to achieve success?
Ooh.
Hard work
Mm-hmm.
and failure, because
Yes.
you cannot
Yeah.
have success if you have not failed and learned from what you failed at.
No doubt.
And it's just grit, because you have to get over those